Alright, so I made a plane, just a regular plane with the shift add here, this one, and I just added a quick shader, a Voronoi texture, and then a book node to make it into a normal. So I'm gonna bake these normals onto a texture. So whatever goes into this node right here, into the normal node, is gonna get baked onto a texture. So I'm gonna F3 image texture, new, call this the normal map, uh, 2048, doesn't really matter, but it's whatever you want. Then I'm gonna go here to the render properties, go to cycles, and make sure that this is clicked on. Make sure that this is clicked on, because if there's two image textures, whichever one is the last one that you clicked on is what's going to receive the bake. So I click on this, I make sure I click on the image here, I make sure I click on this, I go over here, set it to GPU so it'll be faster, I go down to bake, I'll change this to normal, and it should pretty much be alright. This is 16 is okay too. And more before you bake though, change this, because 4,000 samples takes a really long time. So 512 is okay. Also for the preview, might as well just do it like that too. So it's gonna bake for 512 samples. It's gonna bake it onto here. So now all you do is hit bake. Wait for this to go. Now, as soon as this is done, it's gonna show up over here, and then you have to go here, image, and save as. So it'll save it to your hard drive. If you don't save it to the hard drive, if you click on a couple nodes and then like go somewhere else, it'll lose the bake. So once it's done baking, immediately save it so you won't lose the texture. So here's the bake, right? I'm not gonna save it because I'm not gonna actually store it. But now I have this. I have this. I have a normal map right here, and it should be stored to the hard drive if I saved it by going over here. So now I have this, so that makes this irrelevant. So I'll cut it off, I'll hold control and then go down with Node Wrangler with the right click to sever that. So I want this to go here now, but you can't do it directly. You have to add a normal map node, so normal map, oops, that's the wrong one. This one. Like this, I'll connect it. Right, and it shows up. Here, I'll make another texture. See if you can pair these two. Okay, this one's gonna go. This one's gonna be the original material that uses the Voronoi texture. Alright, this is the original, and this is the baked one. See, it's kind of not the same because the strengths are different. It's almost the same though. And see, we can turn it up. But now, since I baked it into a flat plane, I can apply it to anything. So, like if I want to make a cylinder, I can give this one of the materials that I just made. So attach the second one. The only issue is that there's going to be a seam somewhere because this texture is not perfectly repeating. I would just you have to throw it into some other program to make the texture repeat seamlessly. So there's materialize, and there's also stable diffusion that you can use in AI, and then just tick the box that says tile. Let's see, this one's too big though. So then to scale it, you can scale it with a mapping node. in Node Wrangler, you just press Control T, or you can just add these manually. This mapping node, it would be right here. This one and the texture coordinates. I see it would be right there. If you have a Node Wrangler enabled, you press Control T, and then it'll add these two things. And you can scale it like this. Change the scale. But it's easier to just click on the object, go to UV editing, press A to select all, and then you scale it up and down. It doesn't look too bad. Actually, now that it's a lot smaller, like, there's a seam somewhere. The seam is like wherever this is at. Let's see where it is. See, if I click these arrows, it'll highlight whatever's selected on the UV map. So right here is a seam. See, they don't perfectly come back. They don't perfectly come together. I mean, sometimes you can just scale it and get lucky, and it'll work, but not always. Or at least make it very unnoticeable as possible. That's pretty good. Yeah, no one would ever find it. Anyway, so that's how you do it. If you have a texture you like, you make a plane, and then you bake it onto the plane, and then you can apply that image to whatever you want.